It is going to be crazy when this house of cards falls. Here's the situation. There's my grandmother who's 91 now and still kicking it as a fiery cult leader. When I found out that the Satan worshiper story I grew up with wasn't true, I felt like bad, and I started calling some people that we were like new in our childhood to just let them know, like, hey, you believe this, but it wasn't true. And they were like, I don't know why your Gma would lie about any of this. She still updates me all the time. We're still fasting and praying for you. So it's like still happening. So that's Jima. My mother lives in the basement, completely financially dependent on my grandmother, doesn't work. My brother also lives in the basement but never comes out of his room, has his food delivered to his door, has zero work experience, skills, no college education, never had a relationship. So they are completely dependent on her. And when she passes, which, I mean, when you're 91 years old, you don't have too much longer, where does the rest of that go? Now there's an inheritance, which I'm not going to see any of, I can tell you that. But here's my mother's relationship with money. When we were like living in squalor, going hungry, my grandfather gave her a little bit of money, to like feed her kids. And she went out to restaurants over and over and over and over until all the money was just gone. I mean, it was a wild week of Denny's Grand Slams, but then we were hungry again. So you know how people that win the lottery, they're oftentimes like even in a worse place, like in poverty within a year? That seems like the most likely scenario. So then how does she take care of her 40-year-old son as a 60-plus-year-old woman? And then it brings up all these moral questions of like, well, if you've been abused and lied to your whole life and you got out of the cult, but now your cult family is going to be what? Like on the street? I don't know. Like, what responsibility do we have to our families, even if they treated us really horribly? I have no idea how to prepare for this unknown.